Hey, kind hearts, welcome to the deep dive.
Ooh, I like that.
Today we're diving into, well, acts of kindness, from all over the world.
Sounds heartwarming.
It is, truly. We're taking inspiration from an episode of Heartbeat, Human Connections.
Oh, I love that show.
Me too. And I have to say, these stories, they're not just like fleeting moments. They really show, the power of human connection.
Right, right. It's like one act of kindness can kind of set off a chain reaction.
Exactly. And that's what's so fascinating. So this episode actually has a countdown of like 10 acts of kindness. But instead of going through each one, maybe we can focus on a few that really stand out to, both of us.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, the one that I thought was really powerful was, it's called The Bookworm's Gift. It's about this young girl in Peru,
Okay.
and she donated her entire book collection to a local school that didn't have a lot of resources.
Wow, that's incredible.
I know, right? Like, imagine being that selfless at such a young age.
Right. I mean, books are so precious, especially to a kid who loves to read.
Exactly. And think about the impact on those other kids at the school, having access to all those books.
Oh, absolutely. It can be life-changing, like opening up whole new worlds for them.
Right. And another one that caught my eye was the random act of coffee.
Okay.
So there's this coffee shop in Seattle, and they decided to, like, give a free cup of coffee to anyone who could prove they did something kind that day.
Oh, I love that. So creative.
Right. It's like a little reward for being kind.
Yeah, but it also, encourages people to look for those opportunities to be kind?
Yeah, exactly. Like, it probably created this whole positive vibe in the community.
Absolutely. And I bet it made people realize, hey, being kind actually feels good.
Oh, for sure. Okay, one more before we move on to the kind of the top-ranked stories.
Okay, hit me.
Have you heard of the street art surprise?
Maybe. Remind me.
Okay, so basically, this anonymous artist in London started leaving, like, uplifting messages around the city, like encouraging people to, be kind to each other.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. It's amazing how, just a few words can have such a big impact.
Right. And there's also, like, a mystery to it, right? Because nobody knows who the artist is.
Exactly. It's like they're this, secret agent of kindness spreading positivity everywhere.
That's a great way to put it.
So those are just a few, right? There's, so many more to talk about.
Oh, yeah, we've only just scratched the surface. The top 5 are really incredible, and I'm excited to dive into those next.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, so number 5 is the Marathon of Support.
Intriguing.
Yeah, so it's about this runner in New York, and he dedicated each mile of his marathon to someone in need.
Wow, that's powerful. Each mile has a story.
Exactly. He was running for all sorts of causes, like supporting families, battling illness, raising awareness for the environment.
That's so inspiring. It shows how you can, combine your passion with, making a difference.
Absolutely. And he said something that really stuck with me. He said, and I'm quoting here, running for those who can't.
Oh, wow, that's beautiful.
I know, right? Okay, number 4 on the list is the Kindness Classroom.
Ooh, that sounds heartwarming.
It is. So this one takes us to Melbourne, Australia.
Okay.
And basically, a group of students decided to throw a surprise party for their janitor.
Oh, that's so sweet. We often forget about those who work behind the scenes.
Right. And it probably meant the world to him. Like one of the students said, he keeps our school running.
It's true. We all play a part, big or small.
Absolutely. Okay, and now for number 3 on our kindness countdown, get ready for some music. This one is called The Unexpected Choir.
Ooh, that sounds fun. Okay, I'm intrigued.
All right, so picture this. You're stuck in the airport, Paris, your flight's delayed, everyone's getting frustrated,
I know that feeling.
right? And then, out of nowhere, someone starts singing.
Oh, wow.
And then someone else joins in, and then another, and another, until suddenly there's this whole choir right there in the terminal.
That's amazing. What a way to, turn a negative situation into a positive one.
I know. The power of music, right?
Absolutely. It brings people together.
It really does. It makes you wonder what other amazing acts of kindness are happening all around the world right now.
It's a beautiful thought. So what's next on our kindness adventure? We still have 2 more stories, right?
We do, and I'm especially excited to talk about the one that claimed the number 1 spot. But first, let's delve into number 2. Are you ready for this one?
I'm all ears.
Okay, this one is called The Food Drive. It takes us to Tokyo.
Oh, right, Tokyo.
And basically, this whole community got together, and they organized this massive food drive, collecting tons and tons of food for local shelters, especially with winter coming.
Oh, wow, that's incredible. Taking care of those in need, especially during the colder months.
Exactly. It really shows the power of, collective action.
Absolutely. And it fosters a sense of we're all in this together.
Right. And the organizer of the drive, they said something that I thought was really powerful. They said, we're all neighbors here.
Oh, I love that. So simple, but so profound.
I know. It's a good reminder that we're all connected.
It is. Okay, so we've had generosity, community spirit, the power of music. I'm really curious now, what story topped the list? What captured hearts worldwide?
Well, it's called The Viral Dance,
Okay.
and it's about this young boy in São Paulo who uses a wheelchair, and he was dancing like joyfully at this school event. And his
Oh,
spirit, it was so infectious that it actually like sparked this global dance challenge all about inclusivity.
that's amazing. His joy became a symbol of overcoming
It
barriers.
really did. And he said something so simple but so profound. He said, "Dance is my freedom."
Wow, that's powerful. Like truth freedom comes from within, you
Yeah.
know?
And it's amazing how his act of just dancing, turned into this global movement.
Right. It's about embracing who you are and like inspiring others to do the same.
Exactly. This whole episode has been so inspiring, but it's also made me think like how do we take these stories and actually put them into action?
Right, right. How do we keep this kindness going?
Well, that's where the hashtag kindness ripple movement comes in.
Oh, tell me more about that.
So it's all about encouraging people to do small acts of kindness and then share them online using the hashtag kindness ripple.
So it's like a ripple effect spreading kindness online.
Yeah. And what I love about it is that it emphasizes that like even the smallest acts can make a difference. You don't have to, run a marathon or organize a food drive.
Exactly. It could be as simple as like holding the door for someone or just giving someone a compliment.
Right. It's all about those little moments of connection.
And by sharing them online, it's like we're creating this like global web of kindness.
I love that. A global web of kindness. It's beautiful.
It is. So out of all these stories, is there one that really resonated with you?
I think the one that really stood out to me was the street art surprise.
Oh, yeah, me too. Like, I love the idea of someone just, going out of their way to spread those messages of hope.
It's like they're planting seeds of kindness all over the city.
Exactly. It makes you wonder, what message would you leave if you were the artist?
That's a good question. I think I would probably say something like, you are loved, you are enough.
Oh, that's beautiful. Simple but powerful.
It's funny because all these stories, they're not just about like witnessing acts of kindness. They're also about reminding us that we all have the capacity for kindness within us.
That's so true. It's a choice we can make every day.
So as we wrap up this part of our deep dive into these heartwarming stories, I have one final question for you. What small act of kindness are you going to spark today?
Let me think. Maybe I'll take inspiration from the street art surprise and leave a little note of encouragement for a colleague.
Oh, I love that. It's such a simple gesture, but it can really make someone's day.
And who knows, maybe it'll inspire them to pay it forward.
That's the beauty of kindness. It's contagious.
It really is. Okay, lay it on me. What's next?
This one, it's called the Food Drive, and it takes us to, well, Tokyo.
Tokyo. Cool.
Yeah. So it's this whole community. They came together and organized this massive food drive.
A food drive.
Yeah, they collected tons of food for shelters, local shelters, especially because winter was, coming.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Thinking about those in need, especially when it gets cold.
Right, right. It's like that idea of we're all in this together, collective action.
Totally, yeah, when people come together.
Mm-hmm. And the organizer of the food drive, they said something that I thought was really interesting. They said, we're all neighbors here.
I like that. It's simple, but it says a lot.
I know. Okay, so ready for number one, the top story.
I am. Drum roll.
It's called The Viral Dance.
Okay, viral dance.
And it's about this young boy in São Paulo. He uses a wheelchair.
Okay.
And he was dancing at a school event, like so joyfully.
Oh, I love that.
And his spirit, it was just so infectious. It sparked a global dance challenge all about inclusivity.
Wow, that's incredible. Spreading that joy and overcoming barriers.
Right. It's like his joy just kind of radiated outwards. And he said this, dance is my freedom.
Wow, that's beautiful.
It really is. It's like true freedom. It comes from within.
Yeah, definitely. And then it's like, that act of dancing, it became this global movement.
It did. It's amazing. This whole episode has been so inspiring. But it makes me think about, like, how do we keep this going? How do we actually take these stories and turn them into action?
That's the question, right? Like, how do we keep that kindness ripple going?
Well, that's where the hashtag kindness ripple movement comes in. Have you heard of that?
I think so, but reminds me.
Yeah, so it encourages people to do small acts of kindness, and then they share them online using the hashtag kindness ripple.
Oh, right. It's spreading those ripples online too. I like it.
Yeah, and what I love about it is that it's like It emphasizes that even the smallest things, they make a difference.
Totally. It doesn't have to be this huge thing, you know?
Yeah, it's those everyday moments, like holding the door for someone or, just giving a genuine compliment.
Those little things add up.
They really do. So out of all these stories, was there one that really, like, resonated with you? Like, personally?
Hmm. I think it was the street art surprise. I just love the idea of someone like spreading those messages of hope around a city.
Me too. It's like they're planting those seeds of kindness.
Yeah, exactly. And it makes you wonder, what message would you leave if you were that artist?
Oh, that's a good question. I think I would probably write something like, "You are loved. You are enough."
Oh, I love that.
It's interesting because these stories, they're not just about, seeing other people be kind. It's also that reminder that we all have that capacity within us.
So true. We can choose kindness every day.
So as we kind of wrap up this exploration of all these heartwarming stories, I have one last question for you. What small act of kindness are you going to spark today?
Let me see. I might try that street art idea. Leave a note of encouragement for a colleague.
Oh, I love that. Simple but powerful.
Hopefully it brightens their day. And, who knows? Maybe they'll pay it forward.
Exactly. That's the beauty of kindness, right?
It's contagious.
It really is. It reminds me, it doesn't have to be these big, grand gestures,
Right, right. It's those everyday things.
like helping someone out or just, a kind word. Spread a little joy.
Yeah, yeah. Just those little moments, that connection.
And they really do make a difference. So as we, wrap up our look at all these inspiring stories, as you go about your day today, just remember, think about those acts of kindness.
How can you be part of that ripple?
Exactly. Maybe try that hashtag kindness ripple or just find your own way to, brighten someone's day.
Even the littlest thing can have a big impact.
It really can. Thanks for joining us on this heartwarming journey. Keep those kind hearts beating strong.
And remember, your heart matters. See you next time for more inspiration.